When it comes to pickups for the GS Mini, you can choose a few routes. For example, you can buy a Mini E with the ESB and a Mini E Plus with the ES2. You could also buy Taylor's ES2 magnetic pickup for a standard model, but with magnetic pickups you're always compromising on sound. Plus, they sit in the sound hole, and to remove and replace the ES2 is a bit of a pain. But what if I told you that you could upgrade a GS Mini with a great sounding pickup for only $50 US, or around about $100 here in Australia? Well, in this video, I'm going to be comparing the JJB GS330 Prestige with Taylor's Expression System 2. If you're looking for a cheap upgrade for an acoustic guitar, you can't go past JJB systems. Similar to the ES2, the GS330 uses piezo pickups to capture the sound of your guitar from under the bridge. However, it is a passive pickup, unlike ES2 and the ESB, which both have a preamp and EQ. The JJB is also less versatile than the Expression System, which allows you to adjust the pressure of the piezo crystals against the bridge, which can affect tonal quality. Nevertheless, for $50, the JJB is a great option if you want a cheap and simple solution that does a good job at capturing the tonal quality of your GS Mini, and it also mitigates the risk of feedback in live scenarios. In this video, I'm going to do a comparison of the GS330 in this mahogany GS Mini versus an ES2 in this Koa Plus. The second half of the video will show you how to install the GS330 so you know what you're in for. It's a straightforward process, but it's always good to have someone walk you through it. Before we get into it, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I have a ton of great videos in the works and I'd love for you to join me on that journey. I'd also like to thank Andrew from Guitar Templates for helping me source the JJB pickup. Kevin and Andrew from Guitar Templates have been designing quality, custom, precision guitar making templates and jigs for a really long time. And if they can't make it, they source it to help the luthiers of Australia build sensational guitars with precision tools. They can also help you find quality hardware and Australian timbers, so be sure to check them out at guitartemplates.com.au. Alright, let's take a listen to the comparisons, and please leave a comment, which pickup do you prefer? This is going to be a blind test to begin with, and then I'll reveal which pickup you're listening to. The JJB GS330 is made in Michigan, USA and comes ready to install into your GS Mini, so no routing required or special luthier tools. JJB boasts that their uniquely formulated potting or rubberized coating stiffens their transducers in such a way that it cuts the likelihood of feedback down to almost impossible. Yet the consistency of the material used in the process allows the transducers to still pick up a significant amount of resonance from the soundboard. In the box or bag, you get the pickup, the GS Mini sized end pin and some instructions. For this install, you'll need cardboard or stiff paper, a toothpick, scissors, blue tack or double-sided tape, a pen or pencil, a straight edge ruler. Now this is optional, but isopropyl alcohol, which we'll use to clean the transducers to make sure that they adhere properly, and super glue gel. It has to be gel, don't use liquid super glue because it dries too quickly and it drips. You might also want to replace the strings on your guitar after this install. In my case, I have new strings on the GS Mini, so I'm just going to loosen them and move them to the side. To begin, let's prepare a template to guide the install. I would recommend using cardboard or something stiff. Here I'm using the packaging from a Behringer microphone, which I knew would come in handy at some point. Cut the card so that it covers the bridge pins and saddle area. With the card over the bridge, take the toothpick and carefully puncture holes into the card for each bridge pin. Now that you've broken through the card, use a bridge pin to make the holes. Push the bridge pins in thoroughly because you want a good representation of their size on the card, because you'll use their position to guide where to place the transducers. Okay, now it's time to mark the saddle. So the transducers will sit under the saddle because that's where the strings connect with the top and the energy of the string vibrations flow through the guitar. Measure out the distance between both the end pinholes and the saddle, then measure out the length of the saddle and draw a line so that you have a representation of its position in relation to the pinholes. Now that you have the template, mark where you're going to put the transducers. Optimal placement is between the low, middle, and high strings and spaced out evenly. I have put one of mine slightly closer to the high E string because I will be using extra light gauge strings on this guitar, and so this adjustment considers the reduced tension and vibration on that side of the bridge. Now that you've marked where the transducers will go, tack them onto the template with a little bit of blue tack, don't use too much, and prepare the template for installation by putting 2 bridge pins into the 2 end pinholes and upside down because you'll be installing it from the underside of the bridge. I would recommend that you have a couple of dry runs at the install. Take the template and reach into the guitar, line up the 2 pins at the correct pinholes, and do this a few times so that you get a sense of the maneuvering required. My advice would be keep your index finger and pinky fingers on the bridge pins, and don't be afraid to move them a little to find the holes because they won't stay straight when you're reaching in. When you've done a couple of dry runs, dab a blob of the superglue gel on each transducer and carefully guide the template and the bridge pins into position. Again, my advice here is breathe and don't overthink it. The superglue gel won't dry instantly. You have about 30 to 45 seconds before it will be affected by the air in the environment. So take your time and breathe. Make sure the pins are in the place where you need them to be before applying pressure. Once you're in place, push up gently and wait about a minute before removing the pressure from here. I suggest that you just leave it for a few minutes before attempting to remove the template and the blue tack. At this point, you should be fine to guide the output jack to the back of the guitar to fix the end pin. First, remove the existing end pin cover by unscrewing the 3 screws. Reach in and guide the output jack to the back of the guitar. I would recommend using a stick or very gently using a screwdriver to guide the output jack to the end pin hole. The rest is simply making sure the jack stays in place while you screw in the end pin and replace the 3 screws with the ones provided by JJB. And there you have it, installation complete. Please like and subscribe if you got something out of this video, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one.